Hello and welcome to the FMSL podcast. I'm Cam. I am the FMSL podcast host and have been for a long time now. Unfortunately, Chrissy has been unable to make it for whatever reason, so it's just me today. It's very last minute. So, welcome. I hope you're all well. I hope you've enjoyed the content that we've put out so far. I know that there's not many people watch it, but still, it would be nice to know that people do actually care. So we have a league update. This was supposed to be me and Chrissy. Obviously, if Chrissy joins halfway through, then Chrissy is here. If not, he's not. So we're just going to crack straight on and get this bashed out because I think it's really important that we do this just to make sure that everybody knows where we are and what's going on at the minute. So we're going to try a little new one since it's just me on my own here. So, Premier League. So, obviously, we talked about Bruno and Fiorentina the last time. Unfortunately, circumstances happened and things happened, but he actually clawed back quite a lot of points because when we last looked at this table, he had minus 21. So he's clawed back a lot of points to be minus 8. Unfortunately, he does go down along with Valencia, who are down anyway, even still with the game in hand, and West Ham. And unfortunately for Steve, I had to play a few of them games and I definitely lost one or drew one. So I do apologise, Steve. I may have cost you your league there. Then moving further to but Chrissy was so close to relegation. I really wish he was here so we could talk about this because it'd be very, very intriguing to see what Chrissy would say about this. I know he was struggling from conversations that we had, but I didn't realise how bad he was struggling. I myself have been away for about two-ish weeks. A combination of illness and just really busy. So I haven't actually looked at these. It's the first time I'm looking at them. I even screenshot them and just didn't look because I didn't want the purpose and the whole part of this to kind of crumble. So Real Sociedad are above. I had previously predicted Real Sociedad to come very high in the league. Obviously, that did not happen. So then we move on. Marseille, then Villarreal, just outside that spot. Then Rennes, who I predicted wouldn't do too great, have actually outdone themselves a lot. So well done, Jake. Never thought I'd say those words. And Napoli, Atalanta are pretty much in that mix for what would be a playoff spot in the other league, in my league, in the National League. So, they're pretty close. I mean, 18 points with a 3-goal difference over Jake, which is good. 19 points. This league was very, very close. Then after Atlanta, you've still got Gladbach, who could potentially, finish higher than Aston Villa, but it's a very potential. But Shane can't really get out of it. And only person who gains is Danny. So Danny could potentially still come second. So we'll see how that one goes and plays out. We will inform you, obviously, come the next podcast. So Gladbach doing really well there. I thought would be winners. Fenerbahce, 21 points, very close. Commiserations to Lewis on that one. And then Aston Villa comes second. Obviously, they could have dropped down to third. This whole table could change. And, I feel really sorry for Craig because he's done some really good business. He did some really good business. He got Mbappe. He did, he got rid of a lot of key players in terms of Rice and Alexander-Arnold to get Mbappe. But look at where he's finished. I think that's a great achievement, with a positive goal difference as well, which is pretty hard in the Premier League. And then rounding it out, I believe Niall played a game for somebody and handed Joe the title. So congratulations, Joe. Well done. I think it's been a long time coming. I mean, it's the second last one this time. It's been a long time coming. So, 11 goal difference. You have built a hell of a squad. So well done, Joe. I really do appreciate you. So cheers to you, my friend. And that kind of rounds out the Premier League. In terms of stats, as much as I'm not sure that they're up to date, it could be. I could be totally wrong. But if we are looking at goals and assists in that kind of Premier League, there's not kind of a whole lot there. You know, Freddie Valverde got 5 assists for Newcastle. Chris Vela got 5 goals. Benjamin Šeško in the cup competition has got 8. Bayaka Saka got 5 assists. You know, when you're talking about them kind of quality of players, it's hard to kind of understand what's going on up there. But yeah, like, you know, if I go on and have a little look at Joe's team, not that you concede at home, but go on and have a little look at Joe's team here. You know, you got Mamardashvili in goal, solid goalkeeper. You know, Michael Coyote, William Saliba, Mickey van der Ven, Milos Kerkez, Freddie Valverde, Kuchkavela, Sabozlai, you know, Bayaka Saka, Seshko, Isak, you know, that's his front, kind of, that's his, you know, first 11, kind of. Seshko got 13 goals in all comps, which is like, it is pretty good. He scored 41 goals overall as a club, with 38 assists registered. So obviously there's a few penalties and dead balls and stuff in there. Mamardashvili got 5 clean sheets, which is fantastic. And yeah, I think he's done pretty well, to be quite honest. And I'll give Joe his due. You know, I think it's a hard, you know, time for people at the minute. You know, the whole excitement around FM25, which we'll be doing a video on. Sorry, FM26, which we'll be doing a video on pretty much in the next week or two. Looking at it, breaking it down, and we want to make sure we've got the right for us. And obviously that would be a real big thing for us to have versus on 26, but we'll see. We'll see. So, moving on, we'll look at the National Football League, so obviously our second division. We're going to start again at the bottom and work our way at the top. So, this league is just literally finished in terms of the league standings. We're now into the playoffs. So we'll get onto that eventually. So Athletic Bilbao won 1 game, drew 1 game, lost 11. It's a poor showing from Wesley. And I do love Wesley. He's great. He's such a good guy. But where is this going? You know, I think he just wants that number 1 pick. I don't know what there is out there, but I really don't think it's something worth for him. Maybe he wants to sell it for a lot of money. I don't know. But I think there's nothing there to gain. So Wesley obviously finished bottom. Andy, I've just played a very tough match against. It was a 2-0 win for me, but doesn't really sit right with me, you know. Andy's done very well this season, I think. The games kind of don't really show how well he's done compared to Wesley. I mean, Wesley's got minus 29 goal difference. It's pretty embarrassing, isn't it? You know, but then you're looking at Andy with a minus 9. Other teams around him are minus 8, and they've had a bit of a better season than him, so it's a bit, you know. So Andy finished second bottom. Then we got Louis Young's Galatasaray. So he got 4 wins. And he picked up 14 points this season with a minus 8 goal difference. And then again, Eintracht Frankfurt, which is managed by one of the new guys in the group. And I'm not going to try and say his name, but I think it's Najam. I apologise if I've offended you, but I don't know how to say that name. So, yeah, he got 16 points. I've just played a game against him as well. Drew 3-3. Very solid. Likes a set piece. Very solid. Is kind of using the squad that Ross left. I mean, it's missing, for me, probably 2 players that I would have used, but playing a kind of Niall-style formation with that 3 up top, 3 in midfield, 4 at the back, and it kind of gives that edginess and attack that the team really needed going into it. Then we look at Lazio. Obviously, it was managed by our great mate Furman. Obviously, he left the league, so it's now managed by a guy called Adam. So welcome, Adam. I don't think I've actually still welcomed the new guys yet, so welcome. We did play last week, but Chrissy played for me last week, and I think beat him. But yeah, I mean, 16 points with a minus 1 goal difference. It's close, but no cigar. You know, it's close, but no cigar. I mean, he took over a half-decent side. I think there's some really big work that'll go on in this final window coming up. Then we have Balint, one of our favourite managers. Balint is, you know, he's just sitting comfortably mid-table, as well as Simon, one of the admins, one of the guys who runs the league. I mean, it looks pretty good for them. You know, they've got middle of the pack there. Then Alan just misses out on playoffs. I don't know why this line is still in the league. I don't know if that can be changed. But yeah, so unfortunately, Alan misses out on the playoffs, so Leon missed out. I mean, 6 wins, which was more than myself, who was above, but 6 losses, which is, more than myself as well. And you're looking there, it took 1 goal difference was in it, guys. 1 goal difference is a lot in terms of this. There's been a lot of prize money here, and I could potentially be playing in the Prem if I win my games, which I probably won't, considering my opponent. So let's go through that now. So the teams that are in the promotion spot, or the playoff spot, should we say, are Udinese, Wolves, Leipzig, and Ajax. So us four will play each other. So it is third plays sixth, fourth plays fifth. 2-legged cup format with extra time penalties. So anything could happen. I've been pretty poor in the cup this year. I'm not too sure about John. But I would like to see, me get some improvement there. So we will run the rest of the table. So Udinese finished 13 games, 5 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. And most of them wins are down to Chrissy. So thank you very much, Chrissy. I think I've only won maybe 1 game on my own. So thank you very much. So yeah, 19 points with a +4 goal difference is fantastic. Then we've got Wolves, again, 4+ goal difference, 20 points. Leipzig, balanced there, but on 23 points. On that perfect 0, 29 conceded, 29 scored, but 23 points he does have. And then we've got Ajax, 25 points, with a 16 goal plus difference. Then we've got Darren Cookie's Lille. So well done, Cookie. I'm actually quite proud of you getting there. I think it's a real achievement for you. Getting back into the Prem again, I think that's something that it's been a long time coming. You've built a very good squad and you've just outplayed a lot of people this year. So well done. And then finally, the team that because she no longer want to mention, but we have to now. And we all laughed at him at the start of the season, said he won't be saying that when it comes to a different time. And I think that's maybe why Chrissy's decided he didn't want to be part of this. Is Niall. So Niall of Brighton has decided to win the title. 28 points, 9 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. Scored 43, conceded 21. So that goal difference averages out at 22. So well done to the guys there. Obviously, there's no relegation from this league, but we live and we learn. So, cup update now. We need a cup update. It's been a while. So, let's go through that now. So, I believe when we last left off, the quarterfinals are starting. So, I'll just run through this now. I'll run through all the quarterfinals and the semi-finals and the final. And the same with the other cup as well. So, quarterfinal, Sociedad versus Wolves. Wolves obviously won. Gladbach versus Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce won, which I think was quite an obvious, no offense to Danny, but quite an obvious thing. I think Fenerbahce are a very strong side. Then Aston Villa versus Ajax. Aston Villa won. Lyon versus Crystal Palace. The upset was really there. And Alan pulled one out of the bag. Unfortunately, he could not do that in that semi-final again against Craig. So obviously, I don't know what the scores were. I'm not in the cup group chat at the moment, but I'm imagining it was probably quite a tight game. So Craig went through at the final. Then we move out the other side. We can obviously see Fenerbahce beat Wolves. So there was no all championship or championship in Premier League kind of thing. It's an all Premiership final. One of the top 3 teams, 2 of the top 3 teams are playing each other. And there is still no winner for that at this moment in time. So when I'm recording this, there's still no winner. So good luck to them teams. And obviously looking forward to the FMSL Cup, the Copa del FMSL, as we like to call it. So Aston Villa again through against Atalanta. That was a good old Premiership tie there. Then again, Real Sociedad versus Fenerbahce. Good old Premiership tie. Fenerbahce came through stronger. Then we have Leipzig versus Villarreal. Leipzig went through. Tough game. Then we got Lille versus Newcastle. And Newcastle went through. Leipzig versus Newcastle. Semi-final. I think we kind of all would have expected that result. And Joe wins and goes through the final. Aston Villa versus Fenerbahce. Mbappe won in that battle of minds, and Mbappe went through at the final with Aston Villa. And as we can see on the screen, as we've probably seen for the last minute or so now, Aston Villa won that cup. So, I mean, congratulations to Craig, commiserations to Joe and everybody else. It's been a long old season. I think we can all say during the 6 weeks holidays, it's been a long, long, long old season. And we're all ready to high in the towel now. But transfer window is around the corner. Transfer window opens in less than 24 hours whilst I'm recording this video. So this depends when this goes out. So we're trying to make this very quick. So did our predictions plan out from a few episodes ago? Of course not. That's the whole point of this. I mean, looking at the cup, I didn't probably think Villa were going to win something. I thought they were going to probably do very well in the Prem, but I didn't think they were going to do something amazing such as this. Look back again. We don't know the result of this, but Luis should really be winning that, in my view. Take revenge. Then we look at the Prem. Did we want Brighton to win? No, we bet against it. We bet everybody but. I thought John was going to win it. I had Alan down as a dark horse. Thought Arnie would finish bottom of the league. That's not happened. Then we look at the Prem and we go, well, we didn't want Joe, did we? Anybody but Joe. But so was life. I mean, look at the people who went down. I don't think many people predicted. I think maybe Chrissy predicted Fiorentina. I cannot remember off the top of my head. But, you know, looking at that, the league table's changing all the time. We are constantly evolving our teams. I mean, until a few weeks ago, I thought I was going to be bottom. Chrissy stepped in, told me about playing a preset. Preset worked very well for me. Worked well for the style of my squad. And bang, I won games. So I'm very, very happy with how my kind of season has turned out. But how is your season turned out? Please let me know in the comments or message me privately if you really don't want to be, shown on YouTube. I don't really mind. But it would be nice to see other people kind of just be a little bit more interactive. But did your predictions plan out? What you think was going to happen? I don't know. Let me know. Tell me in the comments below, please. So, Chrissy's not here, so I'm going to try and make this as much thing. He always likes to talk about money and opportunity and things in the transfer window and being upbeat. So, what better than Mark Knopfler spinning on them strings and having the time of his life? Money for nothing, dire straits. I would hope, as it says there, what Cam thinks because she's trying the week should be, because he's not here. So it would be quite nice to see that. If it come true, I mean, I'd love Chrissy to come in and just start playing his little heart out, but it's not happening. So money for nothing, dire straits should be Chrissy's track of the week. Never actually sent me one, but Higher by Creed. What can take me higher? Can I get to the Prem? Who knows? It would be a very nice achievement. I think not many people would like it, but I would quite like it. It would be quite a nice send off for me from this FM. It's been a long old FM. We've had 2 years on this nearly now, and we just want to get over that line. We've got one more season left. It's a whole big transfer window. We're looking forward to maybe having 15 transfers. Maybe some, extra cash input. That would be very nice. I think we'd all like that. But yeah, we'll see where it all ends up. So that is it from me, unfortunately. I mean, I know not everybody wants to listen, but that is kind of everything. Unfortunately, Chris isn't here. So on behalf of him, well done to everybody who has taken part this season, people who've left and came in. Well done. Congratulations again to Craig at Aston Villa, Joe and Niall, as much as we hate to admit it. Well done for winning your respective competitions. Obviously, there is still one final to go, so good luck to Craig again at Aston Villa and Luis at Fenerbahce, my old club. So I'm kind of rooting for them, okay? I'm kind of rooting for them. But thank you very much, guys, again for watching. I know that there's not a lot of you. It would mean the world to us if you could pick up and share and follow. We will be doing an in-depth kind of talk about FM26 next week. So hopefully everybody can be here for that one. It would make us so happy. We might even do a live stream. But who knows? We'll find out. But again, I've been Cam. Thank you very much for watching. And we will see you somewhere down the road. So take care.